it's real, and it only gets realer from here. Now, in today's topic, we're going to be discussing why Pisces snap on Libra out of nowhere. I'm going to break it down for y'all as nobody talks about this. But first, I want to give a shout out to all my fellow Pisceans out there. Gang, you already know. We in the building. Also want to give a shout out to all my 2-2s and my 3-3s and my 2-2-2s and my 3-3-3s and my 7-7-7s. And shout out to any other angelical numerical numbers that I may have forgot to mention. I also want to thank everybody for coming out to support the channel. Thank you. And those of you that are new, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell notification to be notified of my upcoming videos and content. We're going to jump right in. So welcome, guests. Welcome, Pisces members. And we're going to jump into this subject, okay? So as you guys know, it's pretty chilly. And I just randomly are, just driving around with a lemon, but I don't know what to do with it. So I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me out. Now, we're going to talk about this. When you are a Pisces going, I'll say versus a Libra, we just going to call it what it is. And what's so crazy is when you look at the word Libra, you see the Li before it. What do you think that means? And most of the time when you even think about a Libra, what do you see in your mind? What do you see as you begin to focus and imaginate of what a Libra looks like or who it is in general? And most of the time, doesn't sound like it's a woman? Well, I'm going to tell you why. See, you notice that it sounds like a woman because it seems like some type of beautiful name of beauty represented by what? Maybe, let's say, Beauty and the Beast, that movie that you guys seen as a kid. And it's almost like beauty is in the eye of what? The beholder. And you start to think that this is what it's going to be. But I'm here to tell you, this doesn't mean that, okay? With the Libra, with the Li before it, you got to understand that they like to get away with the lies. See, keep the lies in between instead of you reading in between them. Now, this is silent tension. See, this is you being nervous with a cup of ice and you just crunching down on a cup of ice just because your nerves, maybe your nerves are damaged. Maybe you just like to chew on ice, right? Now, here's the thing. Sometimes, now I'm not talking about all Libras. I put the disclaimer out. I'm not saying it's all of you. I'm just talking about the unhealed ones, okay? Now, the light side can have these traits, but it all depends on you as a Libra and you being able to resonate with what sounds like it hits home for you. Now, that's only if you want to admit it, but I'm not really here to, make you admit something that you might not feel comfortable of doing in the first place. Let me see. My question to those of you that don't like what I just said, why are you here? Did you get a notification? Did you get a doorbell or some type of message that was left on your desk? Maybe not, right? So, as I always mention, even if I have a guest or an audience full of trolls, welcome. Have a seat and, hey, enjoy the show. Now, without further ado, so you got to understand that to deal with the Libra, it takes a lot of patience. See, and why I say that is because this air sign loves to cause chaos. Got to understand, ruled by Venus. Now, let's look at everything on the surface. On the surface, it doesn't look that way. It doesn't feel that way. But you got to understand that when it comes to you losing patience, is because you're not going to be able to know what the Libra truly wants from you. See, because that, my friend, is hidden. It's a hidden truth, but it's hidden behind the softness, the kindness, the charming behavior, and the romantic behavior that comes with this. So yeah, you might be able to sleep with the Libra. You might enjoy it. But Then something shifts after you sleep with them. You realize that, oh, she didn't like you as much as you thought she did. See? So a lot of times when this energy shifts, if a Libra is telling you something that is related to them, you might not have any type of say so. You might not, whatever you bring to her attention, to his or her attention, it might not even hit home. It might not even be something of that Libra's interest to even know. So what does this feel like? Well, a Pisces can definitely feel unheard. It doesn't matter if she doesn't understand you. That's not what I'm saying. It might just be she's just not interested in anything about you, see? But she could be with you, sharing all of her dirty laundry and her hang-ups and issues with you, right? So here's the thing. Libra avoids the truth, see? So the feelings of the Libra get sugar-coated. The problem here is that the Pisces explodes, see? Not because the Libra is a bad person, that's not what I'm saying, but it's because Libra hides their cards. See, it's not fair. There's no opening up. There is no opening up, if that makes sense. So that lets you know that a person doesn't play by the rules of just simply getting to know someone. Now, when Libra hides their cards, what is Pisces doing? Well, they're reading the energy deeply. So here we have charm versus the intuition, logic versus emotion, peacekeeping versus honesty, right? So that's where the tension starts, unfortunately. Now, if you ever felt confused around a Libra, now this is the video for you, see? Because you're not crazy for feeling the way that you felt or the way that you feel if you're currently dealing with one. Now, let's talk about this. Most Pisces are calm, see? Until a Libra does what? Pushes them too far. And see, the thing about it is Libras like to avoid drama. They don't like confrontation. But Pisces avoids what? Fake energy. See? So Libra sugarcoats. See? But Pisces just, hey, Pisces wants the truth. Now Libra likes to play things neutral and safe. And see, Pisces feels everything. Now, that's why the Pisces eventually ends up snapping, because, like I said, it's not the hate. It's just the emotional mismatch that takes place between the two of them. Now, let's talk about this. Why are Libras hard to read in the first place? As I mentioned, one of the reasons is that they like to hide their cards. See? Now, this is not about me attacking Libras, no. And I know many of you have already, well, this is another spaz out. Yes, it is. But like I said, I'm not trying to attack Libras. I'm just here to let you guys know, if you're frustrated with one, now you know how to deal with it, okay? So just watch the pattern. So don't fall for the illusion. Now, Libra has a what? A social survival technique to the way that they go about the world, how they get to know others. And they do it through what? They do it through a diplomatic approach. See? Diplomacy, however you want to say it, right? Now, here's the thing. With that alone, that means that they're going to what? Avoid conflict. See? They are the masters at avoiding conflict. This is why you find many of them in the courtroom. Many of them are what? The jury, the judge in the courtroom, the lawyer. And hey, they want to get to the bottom of things, not to get in the middle of things. And see, by them avoiding conflict, that makes them what? Soften the truth. It's cold-blooded. See, the very thing that it's funny because it's like a walking contradictory, where the very thing that they don't want, they end up putting themselves there voluntarily. So it's like, oh, you don't want to be in the middle of conflict, but then you end up being the middle of the conflict. See, because you're a scale. So you're trying to balance things, and then it ends up putting you off balance. See, it's like, oh, it ends up being your fault anyway. Even though you try to run from the middle ground, you end up putting yourself there. Now, here's the problem. Because you soften the truth, I'm talking to you, Libra. Now, I know you don't like it, but hey, ain't nothing wrong with the little tickling of the toes. Now, another thing is the people pleasing. See, yes, Libras, they like to soften the truth. They like to people please, and they like to delay the hard talks that lead up to the truth. See, they don't like it, and they will get the hell up out of the conversation. They will get up out of there from you. If you're going in depth with anything that leads to the truth being exposed, oh hell, they'll leave. See, they'll have their ruling before they even go there with you. And why? Because they want to keep their options open, and that's not fair. See, but to them it is. Now, the problem here is that Pisces, you do not like to feel like someone's hiding something. Am I right or wrong? Smash the like button if you agree. Pisces reads that behavior of Libra as hiding, sneaky, being sneaky. See, not being forthcoming with your motives, with your moves, with your plans. And this is what causes a Pisces to snap, because Pisces doesn't respect the whole fact of a person holding back from which they want to do. If you want to be a certain way, be that certain way, but be real with it. Okay, own it. Own that jersey of that behavior. Don't try to act like, oh, you're the goody two shoes when you're not. See, or that's not what you did. See, in the midst of the situation. So Pisces reads the behavior of a Libra as fake, dishonest, distant, and untrustworthy. See, and this is why the tension builds. Now, another thing, I'm gonna give y'all a couple scenarios and reasons, because Pisces, when you're dealing with the air sign Libra, you have to be very, very careful. See, because if you don't, it's going to be a disservice for you, Pisces. And I'm gonna tell you what you gotta do, because this mismatch, it will trigger. The very first thing is that it will trigger the whole avoidance of the confrontation. Okay, that's the first thing. See, this I'm gonna tell you, avoid, because listen, Pisces, you don't want to really confront, anyone. If you don't have to, why will you? You just probably want to get to the bottom of things without having to scream, yell, or try to prove or debate, just to waste your energy on a situation you might not even want to even go there, right? It's not saying that you can't, but here's the thing. When you're dealing with a Libra, you're going to be dealing with someone that avoids confrontation at all costs. See, now, another thing you got to watch out with Libra Pisces is that they always like to say it's fine. See, even when you try to check up on them emotionally and say, is everything okay? A Libra will oftentimes lie and say, oh, everything's fine, when it's not. See, and that can really trick a person in such a way to where you could go off their word thinking that, oh, it's all good. And then all of a sudden they can get you killed. They can have somebody shoot you. Something unfortunate happen to you, because people keep forgetting that Libra is known as the open enemy. See, according to the house. See, and that's the thing. People don't look at it as a Libra being the open enemy. They say, oh, that's going too far with it. And hey, maybe so, but maybe not. You got to understand that Libra likes to set up, see, because of what? Being upset. See how the word goes backwards? When they get upset, they start plotting, setting people up to avoid a face-to-face confrontation of a reaction of a, hey, that's the last thing they want to do. So that's why I said, how can you be upset and then at the same time try to set up someone? Isn't that as backwards? Isn't that, oh, the very thing that I don't want to do, I end up doing it anyway? See, that's why you know that the decisiveness is manipulation. Not being decisive for a Libra is manipulation, because it's not that they can't choose, it's just that they don't want to choose. So they like to stall and delay so that way you end up doing it for them. See, but isn't that control? See, you got to be careful with Libras. Very, very sneaky. And here's the thing. They like to delay decisions. See, so as I just stated, if you're waiting on a Libra to decide something, just know that it will come with manipulation. See, he or she is not going to be willy-nilly to just choose something just because you are waiting on them. See, that could take days to weeks to years to where the I don't know or I'm not ready yet. But here's the main factor. They are ready. They just don't want to do it at your expense. They don't want to do it on your terms or your timing of you waiting for them to do something. See, and that stubbornness can really mess you up because you could be wasting your time. You could be in a relationship trying to plan a wedding day or honeymoon, and hey, you putting it up to the other person to add their 2 cents to the plans, and they might just try to stall you out. See, have you waiting for nothing. And here's the thing. Again, everything that I'm mentioning, these are the scenarios and reasons of a Libra that trigger a Pisces. See, now another thing that you got to watch with Libra is that they like to change their mind often. See, now, could you imagine being with someone and you guys pull up to a restaurant or just go out for ice cream and they say they want chocolate, and then the person makes it for them? 1 scoop of chocolate, here you go, and 1 scoop of mint, here you go. And you're sitting there enjoying, you're almost halfway done with yours. He or she might start complaining and saying, oh, this is not what I wanted. I thought I was going to get Rocky Road. And all of a sudden, she wants it remade. It's the fact that she's constantly causing tension and you don't even know it. See, because Venus, being ruled by Venus, it brings chaos. See, and that's what you got to watch. It's a cardinal sign. So cardinal signs tend to like to start shit. See, they like to get something going, you know, bring something into the situation that doesn't feel comfortable because they're not going off their emotions. See, so here's the thing. They like to create tension in the environment socially. So if you can only imagine when a Libra is sitting in line holding up something, what is she trying to do? Disrupt what? The social experience. You got to be careful. I'm telling you, Libras are dangerous. Listen, another thing is that they can people please. See, where they don't want to really do something, but they do it anyway because they want to make you happy, or hey, they don't want you to be mad at them. See, but then you don't really know how they really felt or how they really feel in the sense to where they might volunteer or offer, but probably didn't really want to do it to begin with. See, they just do it to save face. Like, oh, well, I have to show up for my friend because I don't want her to be mad at me. And then, you know, remember the confrontation. They don't want to have that. Now, as I stated, the very thing that you're running from, you're doing it. You're already doing it. It's like, oh, well, I don't want her to be mad at me. So yeah, I don't want her. I don't want to get into an argument or a fight about it. But then it's like it ends up leading into that anyway, because you're going about it in the wrong way, Libra. To where if you just be straight up with people and say, hey, I can't do it today, or hey, I'll do it tomorrow, that's good enough. You don't have to lie and do all this stuff that you don't want to do, because people can see that, oh, you really didn't want to do it if you say a comment or two or complain about it later. Now, another thing is that they like to tell half-truths, and that's the problem. Half-truths is what gets you caught, Libra, because you'll say 50% of the truth, 50% lie. See? And you don't think that Pisces doesn't notice when you lie, Libra? We do notice. See? And then you wonder why the Pisces ends up switching up on you and is reluctant to do something for you because they caught that lie. See? Now, another thing with Libra that triggers Pisces is that the awkward talks, okay? So oftentimes, they hate awkward talks. They don't want to talk about nothing that's awkward. And anything that makes, and I understand probably most people don't, it doesn't really have to do with the sign, but with it, when it comes to Libra, you got to be careful, see? Because if they don't like something and you're doing it, they know how to just be absent with you. It's almost like, yeah, they're sitting with you, but they're not listening to you, speaking to you in such a way for you to realize that, wow, this person is on their own. They're not even studying me right now in the midst of the conversation. Now, another thing you got to be careful about Pisces is that Libras they like to flirt naturally, okay? So you can't get mad that, hey, you're probably dating her, but she's still socially, involved with other men. And hey, it is what it is. See, she's all about mental stimulation, meeting new people, and having that social circle strong. So you can only imagine that, oh man, this is especially if she looks good, it can damn sure make you jealous if she is like, a beauty queen or something. And hey, you might want her for yourself, but then she just can't help herself. She cannot just walk past a man and just keep it going, keep it moving. She always has to flirt. She always has to exchange numbers. She always has to do something. And the very thing when she says, oh, I don't talk with other men, but you, bae, is BS, because the very thing she's telling you, she's actually giving her number away. And it's like, one thing about her and her ego is, or he or she's ego, is that they always try to match the very thing that they feel about themselves. So if they think that they are desired, they're going to definitely be out there exchanging numbers, having a full court pressing them. And then all of a sudden she'll just say, oh, everybody wants me. Well, no shit, because you're giving everybody your number. It's like, well, how would you know that? In other words, hypothetically speaking, like, how would you know everybody wants you unless you're in everybody's face to know that? So it's like, you got to be careful, because it's almost like a person's shirt being inside out. When you're dealing with the Libra, male or female, they can be inside out, which is more related to being, a contradiction. So another thing you got to watch out for, Pisces, is that they could be overly charming. See, overly charming to where it's more, done in a more OD style. See, to where it's just overdoing it. And it's like, it's one thing to be charming, to be somebody's teddy bear, but it's another thing to just constantly, have Valentine's Day every damn day. It's like this type of person, like, they like the little, aesthetics that come with things. Like, they don't just do things in a natural way. Sometimes they will give you gifts, love bomb you with gifts. They can do nice things for you, but then you have to know if that's game that they're running on you. See, because they might not want you to even guess or even bring up something that you probably seen them doing because of the confrontation. See, so that person will either give you a little more, lovey-doveys in the bedroom just to keep you quiet and distracted and focusing on the love making than what they did, behind your back, or hey, if they did something that you may have considered disloyal to, to the relationship. Another thing is that she or he may want everybody to like them, and that could trigger you, Pisces, because this is why she can't say no to the man that asks, for her number at the grocery store. This is why when she's waiting at the bus stop, she has to sit there and go all into a long, flirtful conversation with someone next to her smoking a vape. And she just can't help herself to just mind her own business. It's because she wants everybody to like her, even if she doesn't know you. See? So, because it's all about her image and how she looks in front of others. So even if it's a group of people and you call her out on something that makes her look bad, or, hey, makes her to, have to take some sort of accountability for it, oh, hell, she's going to try to turn the people that you have with you against you, even if they don't have no relevance to you. She'll still try to tell them her side of the story just to have the upper hand in the situation socially. Now, Another thing is that he or she hides her anger. Okay. So you don't never really know if they're mad. Yes, they may raise their voice, but it will be more undetectable to know, oh, whether or not they're emotionally angry. See, because if they are, they're not going to show it. They will leave from you before they actually go there to get into that light of you knowing that they're mad or not. Another thing is that they can be passive aggressive. See, so this is the type of person, both male and female, where they would actually plot on your downfall rather than, abruptly, impulsively just go right for it or go right for the jugular right away. No, with Libra likes to wait. See, that's why I said the whole decisiveness is a game that is often played upon others because they just don't want you to know what they're actually doing when they're doing it. So what this looks like is that when let's say you do something to them and they might want revenge, but what they'll do is they'll try to catch you when you least expect it. See, versus, oh, let's do it right now in the midst of the moment. You see why it's fresh. Nope. A Libra or male or female say, yo, let's do it 2 months later. Let's get the person back when they least expect it. And see, that's dangerous because you might think that the Libra has already long gone forgot about the situation or forgave you. And nope, they just like to wait. See? And another thing is that instead of arguing with you, they'll ghost you. So they might say something when they reach their limit. They might be very calm with you, very cordial, very loving, soft-spoken, and they may say something to you to resolve the situation that, to avoid the confrontation. They may say, oh, well, hey, I apologize. I really want to help you and make this thing right. But here's the catch. They don't tell you that they're going to ghost you right after, right after they do whatever it is to make you feel, to get it off them, to not allow themselves to feel like it's their fault or to ruin their self-image or reputation. They'll help you do the kind gesture, but then their ass is out of there. As soon as they do the kind gesture, they're going to ghost you. Now, another thing is that the Libra could trigger the Pisces because they like to sugarcoat things. See? So that's just like not telling you what it really is, not being direct. Another thing, but you got to understand that Libra is very intelligent. He or she knows how they must behave. It's not that they can't do the right thing. It's just they don't want to. See? And they like to have the control in the leverage of the narrative or whatever the situation was. They like to be in control, which means they like to be in the middle of things, of the tension, to control it. See? Because what does that mean? They're the ones that started it in the first place. Now, this can make them very indecisive because of the control. The more indecisive a person is, the more control they have. See? Now, and you know why? Because people are literally waiting on what? You to decide. But the longer you make them wait, it's almost like you have subtle control over that person because this person is still waiting on you to decide. Now, another thing is that with Libra, how do they trigger a Pisces is that they avoid deep emotions. I'm trying to tell you guys this. A Libra, male or female, doesn't like to they don't like to feel or share emotions, deep ones. Nope. When it gets too deep, guess what? That Libra will find an excuse to get off the phone with you, leave the venue with you, or whatever it is that that's how you know they're very smart. They're very, they have a high intellect and they can feel they know when you're trying to get them to open up emotionally, and they know how to ghost you and to, maneuver around it and get out of it or out of that situation from you asking them or, from them opening up emotionally. Another thing with Libra, how they trigger a Pisces is they care about their image too much. So this could be the Libra, male or female, that takes hours to get dressed. You could be going on a date. She's not ready. At the time that she tells you that she's ready, she's still putting on her makeup, her nails, doing all kind of little beauty queen type of things. That's like, come on, man, we're going to not. Remember, making you wait. That is one of the biggest reasons why the Libra can irk the Pisces. Because the Pisces is more of a type of person, even if it's a female Pisces and she's, you know, into her feminine nails, pedicure, manicure, she knows that she can hurry, you know, she's not going to take forever to do those things. She'll, you know, make sure she's good, you know, fresh, you know, showered, bathed, whatever it is. But if she knows she got a date, she going to be on the money with the time, unless that person has done something to her for her to not, okay? So it's not going to be as long as the Libra would take. Now, another thing is what triggers a Pisces about a Libra is that they give you mixed signals. So it's one thing to be hot and cold at the same time, but these type of mixed signals is that whenever you think that that Libra likes you, loves you, they might not. See, and it's like it's almost like the contradiction where I said inside out, wearing the shirt inside out. They may like you when you don't like them. See, and as crazy as it sounds, she can have sex with you and still hate you, and it could be like on some control type. It could be on some control, you know, BS, to where she doesn't like the fact, she doesn't want to feel like you made her get on all fours or you made her do something with you. She wants to be in control of how it went down, to where she let you do something or that she wanted that from you. So a lot of times you got to be careful with some Libra. And even if they are, you know, female, they could be very feminine, but at the same time, they could be very masculine because they have that cardinal edge to them. And a lot of times they like to come off just super masculine to where they want to run the show. See, it's like difficult to take them out to eat, to do something. You as a man, you know, you're going to lead. Problem is with Libra, she has these indecisive tactics to where she either's going to have you wait. She might switch up the plans at the last moment. She might, you might think you guys are going to go to one restaurant. Next thing you know, at the drop of the hat, she changes her mind and says, oh, I don't want no fish, or I don't want a lobster dinner. I'm not eating no fish for, you know, I'm on a diet. Or she just comes up with stuff on a dime, and it's like she's trying to run the show. You like, damn, I had plans and reservations for this, or hey, this, and then she could literally be the disruptor. That's why I said the Libra male and female can be the open enemy, to where she could be the disruptor of plans suddenly, that it's like, wait a minute, why are we canceling our honeymoon dinner and I have reservations? And she could literally just be a brat where she just wants her way. Like, oh, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. I don't want to go there. I don't want to spend my night out at that restaurant. And you like, dude, a week ago we planned this together, and now you're sitting here telling me that you don't want to do it. So that could really trigger a Pisces. It could trigger other signs too. But I'm just letting you guys know, when it comes to Libra, that could really trigger you, Pisces, to where you will snap, because patience is thin when you're dealing with somebody that's not being forthcoming and not being authentic, or just owning how they really feel. And it's very hard to know how they really feel because they don't give you the benefit of the doubt. Now, another thing how a Libra, male or female, triggers a Pisces is that they are slow to commit. So as I mentioned, if you like them, they might not like you back. It's almost like they only like you when you're not studying them, when you don't want them, when you're not showing any interest. A lot of times that would turn on a Libra. Now, being slow to commitment means that, hey, she might not marry you. See, she might say, oh yeah, we should do those type of things relationship wise, but she could be a hoe. She could be a hoe where they like to have multiple relationships. And they do this because they like to have their options open. See, she doesn't just want a vanilla sundae. She might want a burrito, a taco. She might want something different. She might want a chocolate milkshake. She might want, and she likes to have those type of open options, like a menu. And that's the problem, because it's almost like we're not doing it your way. You're not gonna have the oh, it's on you 24/7. Like, no. That's why I said she had that masculine energy, and you got to be careful, because she's also testing you at the same time, just to see how strong you are as a man, and seeing if she can make you, you know, bend or fold, or basically take you out of your seat, your masculinity. So you got to be careful. Now, another way that the Libra female or male triggers a Pisces is through being secretive about their feelings. As I mentioned, the secretive of how they feel, they don't want you to know, because the last thing they want from you is you to be able to control them emotionally. So that's why they hide, you know, they keep their feelings a secret. Now, another thing of how they trigger a Pisces is that they always have this let's not fight energy. And that's a problem, because she doesn't want to rock the boat with you, but at the same time, she's going to rock the boat. And it's almost like she's going to do it to where you're not going to be even able to tell that, oh yeah, we're having some type of bout with each other. But she doesn't want to fight. She wants to keep the peace and harmony and just love one another and do all these great things. But the problem is, she's just saying that the actions are not there. So you got to make sure they are. See, only you will know, between you and your Libra mate or friend or whoever they may be, whether or not is there or not. Because listen, she could say a lot of things. Remember, with charm, it's always about what you say, not what you do. Now, another way the Libra male or female triggers a Pisces is that they won't pick sides. So you might tell a Libra something about how you hate someone, or hey, you dislike a group or a group of people, teacher, it doesn't matter who it is, but the Libra won't pick sides. See? And as soon as they say, oh, I'm not picking sides, because what does that put you? What side does that put you in? It puts you in the middle. See? The very thing that they try to say that they don't want any partake in or of, they put themselves there. Libra is the walking contradiction, in case you didn't know. This is why they're so compatible with Gemini, see? Because Gemini is all over the place, a complete mess. So who has to clean it up? Who has to know where to use the mop? The Libra, see? Now, the problem is, as they both carry on and communicate, as the Libra is mopping the floor after the Gemini making a mess, is she just holding the mop and really not cleaning up shit, or is she just running her mouth and talking to the Gemini? And that's usually what ends up happening, because it's not always how it seems just by how it looks. She can literally be bored walking with the messy Gemini, using the Gemini for great conversation, because what does she get out of it? Stimulation, mental stimulation. It's not that the Libra sleeps with you because you got good sex. No, she sleeps with you because you mentally stimulate her. The Libra is all about the mind. That's why I tell people with the scales, it's a mind thing. See, her scales being off balance is when she or he loses control, influence over the situation between you and them. See. So you got to pay attention, because this type of sign is very, very slick if you don't know them. See, if you don't know how to deal with them. Another thing is that how does a Libra male or female trigger a Pisces is the fact that they like to downplay problems, okay? This is very dangerous, because something might actually be serious enough to know that, oh, these two people don't like each other. But the Libra will always downplay it like they have like a little, rivalry thing going on, but it's not that bad. Or they might try to make it seem like it's nothing, but then they have a full blown out shootout. And then it's like you in the middle of it and you like, yo, whoa. And then people shooting and everything and your life on the line. And the Libra, you looking at the Libra like, I thought you said they wasn't really into it like that. And it's like she just lied that quick. See, she just lied that quick just to what? She didn't want to have you not come or whatever the the occasion was, but she's doing all that to just save face. She's trying to keep the peace, but she's really creating problems. That's why I said Libra being an open enemy, both male, female, unhealed. The Libra that's actually healed knows to not do these things. They know that oh, that's gonna start something, so they won't even do it. But the unhealed Libra has to learn that if I don't want to create problems, why am I creating them? See? Because you got to understand that everything's backwards. Now, another thing is that, let me see, they like to talk sweet to you, but then they like to not be direct at the same damn time. So this is the type of person that's going to be sweet to you. Like, as soon as they in your face with it, they'll be very sweet. They'll compliment you, be very, supportive over whatever it is that you're doing. They're the type of person that will speak the sweet nothings into your ear. Oh, you're so handsome. You're so cute. Yeah, I love you. You're like my best friend. And oh, I have never met anyone like you before. And, it will feel real in the midst of it. Like, yo, thank you. I really appreciate that. But you got to understand, was that just sweet talk? Because this type of sign is not direct. No, they're not an Aries. They're not direct. See, they like to hide the directness because they don't want you to know where they're going to try to control you at. They don't want you to know that. And here's the thing. They don't even want you to know that they are controlling, that they're even that type of person. See, because they do the opposite. And here's the thing. Another way how the Libra male or female triggers a Pisces is that they avoid accountability. See, it's never their fault. Well, no, it's not me. I didn't say anything. I didn't say nothing. So they could be snitches where they tell on other people to get out of trouble. So you gotta be careful with Libra, because a lot of times they don't want to take any type of accountability, even if they were just driving along with somebody. And if they know they're going to get in trouble, they're going to lie. See, they're going to make it seem like, oh, I had nothing to do with it. They're going to try to act innocent. And that's what pisses a Pisces off, is that the Libra always tries to ride that swing. They always try to have that spot where, oh, I'm innocent. I didn't do such a thing. Oh, why would you think it was me? Like, why would I do something like that? I'm like the nicest person on the planet. And it's like, bullshit. You're not the nicest person on the planet. You just want to be the nicest person. You just really think you are, but you're really not the nicest person on the planet. Now, here's another thing. It's almost like the Libra likes to feel like, oh, she got someone to whoop your ass. And then it's like, oh, you don't know it was her though. See, it's like, but she was with you the whole time. That's how sneaky a Libra can be. Now, another way she triggers a Pisces is that she's too diplomatic. So this means that she basically, you don't know how she's going to approach you. You don't know how something is going to be brought out or brought forth, because when it's diplomatic, it's in her own way. It's not the way the world works. It's not the way what you're used to. It could be, it don't matter what the dynamic is, relationship, marriage. If she wants to cheat on you, she might think that she can. She might think that, oh, that's just her little way that gives her her options. She's going to always do it her way, regardless if you agree, disagree. She's going to always do it her way. So if she has the need to cheat on you in a marriage, guess what? She's going to cheat on you in the marriage. And she's not going to have no bones about it, no feel bad about it, none of that. She's going to say, oh, well, this is what makes me happy. See how the scales balance? It's not for you, it's for her. See, it makes her feel balanced when she has options. But if you try to take away options from her, then she's really going to do. She's the type that's stubborn. When you try to stop her, she's going to do it anyway. So Libra is very stubborn. When you try to tell them, don't take a bath or, a shower until you clean it first. She's might just hop in there and without cleaning it on purpose, just because she has the don't tell me what to do type attitude. See, She just goes and does what she wants to do because she wants her options open. Now, and that goes for males too. Now, another thing, how does Libra, male or female, trigger a Pisces is that they have a fear of upsetting people. See? So just imagine someone that doesn't want to upset you. What would they have to do? Well, they would have to, continuously talk sweet to you, make you feel, comfortable, maybe stroke your ego, make you feel like you're running the show when you're not. And this is dangerous because you will feel as though, wow, I never met someone that was just so, so charismatic, or hey, someone that's, very sweet and supportive. And you could fall in love with the wrong thing with Libra. See, you end up falling in love with the very thing that they're using to sway and to woo people. They may have a gift of gab. They may have a way with words that make, that are soothing to the ears. And they could, pull on your heartstrings, and you could feel very weak and vulnerable around them. See, where you actually give more than what? Than you should. See, now, this is the type of woman or male that could be a gigolo. See, this could be somebody that has a sugar mama. This could be someone that gets money for nothing, just because they're just there with the person. And people can really feel disarmed with that charm. That charm from a Libra is on 10. It's at the maximum, the highest hierarchy of the repertoire. It's like the highest of the highest, to where it's like a superhero. If you use your imagination, it's like a Libra could just fly over to you and just sit next to you, and then all of a sudden you end up going in your wallet, pull out $100 bill, and you doing all this tricking and all this spinning, and you just don't even realize that the Libra is really controlling you just by their charm. See? Now, another thing is when it comes to another trigger that the Libra male or female would do to Pisces, or what would trigger them, would be the fact that they say yes too much. Okay, so they seldomly say no. Problem is that if they want to say no but they still say yes, you better not trust it. See, because it's almost like if someone really doesn't want to do something, they're better off not doing it. But then if they say, yes, I'll do it, but then have an attitude with it, or end up doing it, roughly passive aggressive, it's like, yo, they're going to hurt you anyway. The very thing that they're trying to avoid, they're going to end up hurting you. They're going to end up doing you dirty because they are the open enemy. It's like the open enemy already starts on a bad foot. Already starts wrong with you. And they think that, oh, I'm saving face. I'm actually, keeping the peace. No, you're not. You're actually hurting the person off the rip just by being dishonest. And they don't see the diplomacy within themselves. They think that they're right for thinking the way that they think. Like, no, you're actually making things worse for yourself. See? Now, another way how the Libra male or female triggers a Pisces is they get overwhelmed by intensity. So if you're a Scorpio, your energy may be too much for a Libra, male or female. See? Because that the unsettlingness that comes from a Scorpio, it exposes Libra. See? They feel seen. So they're not going to want to stick around. They won't want to stick around a Libra. Now, they may be fake to that Scorpio's face, and by saying, oh, they may laugh at your jokes and do little things, but secretly they might hate you. See? In which they could wish things happen to you in regards to karma. So be careful there. Another thing is that they can the Libra could trigger Pisces because they struggle with boundaries. See, so you might have a lot of different boundaries set, and Libra oftentimes expects you to what? They expect you to budge. They expect you to give in to the very thing that they want you to do. Anything that they, how they think about a situation, they expect you to be flexible, to bend, to fold. So if you tell them, hey, I'm not eating pork today, you know that I'm going to go a month without eating pork, then the Libra will instantly challenge you. She might be butt naked with a you know, some deep fried pork chops ready, and she like, yo, honey, you want to eat? And you're sitting there like, I just said I'm not eating pork, but now you looking at her exposed, you know, self, and you like, nah, she know good and hell well I just told her I'm not eating pork. Now you putting pork chops in your mouth, dipping them in sauce, and you just got totally disrupted and distracted because she manipulated you. She knew exactly what to wear, what to do to make you go against what? Your will. She basically tricked you into, hey, let me test you and see just how strong you are. See? And basically you just pretty much broke it to where whatever you were doing, you got unfocused. That's because of Libra, the charm, she hears everything you say, everything you know that you're gonna do, and plans and whatnot, just to break your plans. It makes her feel good. See, makes her feel in control, that she could get you to just stop what you're doing. See, because of her. Now another thing, how Libra, male or female, may trigger a Pisces is through you know, just being private about her motives, his or her motives. Like, what do you want from me? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish? And she's not going to tell you. I'm going to tell you a true story. I knew this Libra that I was a Lyft driver. Okay, I used to do Lyft driving, okay? And I had her as a passenger. And she had a husband. And mind you, when I picked her up, I thought she was drunk because she was just yapping in the back seat. So I'm like, okay. I didn't know she had a husband, so I was yapping back. And then it was a long ride. It was like 45 minutes to the casino. And once we got to the casino, I pretty much, you know, went neutral with her. So I'm like, okay. Once I found out she was a Libra, I definitely kind of slowed down and went neutral. And then I was like, okay, I got to be careful with her because she's going to try to, you know, basically, I had that feeling she's going to try to get me to, you know, maybe take a break, or, hey, why don't you take a break from the Lyft and come in here and, you know, gamble with me or something. I had that feeling already the whole ride, just by how she was coming off too trusty, she didn't even know me, and she was just too comfortable. That's why I thought she was drunk. So then when we pulled up to her destination, you have arrived. I'm like, okay, well, you have a good day. Then she's like, oh, you're not going to come in with me? I said, I thought you had a husband. And then she was like, I do, but he's not with me. I mean, we can actually go and gamble together, and maybe you can buy me something to eat. I said, buy you something to eat? She was like, yeah, I mean, it's only like 20 something dollars. It's really good. Like, you should try it. Like, I think you'll like it. See how she tried to throw the charm in there as soon as she already knew that I wasn't feeling it. Like, as she already knew I was pulling away, like, no, that's not. And she said, oh, it's really good. Like, you know, and then, you know, who knows what'll happen? You know, who knows how the night will be, you know, how the night will go. I'm like, you married though? What do you mean? And I didn't say this to her. I'm in my mind like, no. And then I'm like, oh, she thought that I was going to give her a free dinner. Mind you, she paid like 25, 30 bucks for the Lyft ride. So she was trying to be slick and sneaky by trying to get the meal to basically have the ride for free. If I was going to be tricking and, hey, oh, okay, thirsty and trying to, you know, take a break from the Lyft drive and to go in there and gamble with her, I'm like, nope, I ain't fall for it. See? And then as soon as I said no, she said, well, you have a good day. Yeah, you too. I said it already. I already told you that. Like, see how when you don't fall for the charm, you see the true colors of the Libra. So you got to be careful. See, because they're damn sure they're going to try to test you and charm you. And that goes for anybody. It doesn't matter what sign you are. Now, another thing is, how does a Libra, male or female, trigger a Pisces? Is through, is that he or she is slow to open up to you on purpose. Remember, making you wait is control. It's manipulation. See, And then people, it's sickening when you actually know that someone's doing this to you. By making you wait, it's almost like they start to stall. It's manipulation. And the thing about it is, when she or he is basically slow to open up, they're trying to gauge just how much how much you'll give, or what you would do. They're trying to gauge your weaknesses, your strengths, or hey, just everything about you, which is not fair. So that lets you know offhand that what is the Libra doing? Weighing things. See, she's constantly balancing her scale for herself, seeing what works with you. See, now another way that the Libra, male or female, triggers a Pisces is through inconsistent texting. See, so a lot of times, could you imagine you meet a beautiful woman at the grocery store and you guys exchange numbers? Then all of a sudden it seems like, oh, the conversation in the grocery store was so good, and you're like, yo, I really, really think I would look forward to talking to this person. Next thing you know, she could be the one to initiate. She might be the one doing all the texting. And then you're like, okay, well, hey, good. Well, she's a texter. Okay, cool. Then you start texting her back. Problem is, she's doing all this logically, intellectualizing with you socially because of the mental stimulation that she gets from the texts. Unfortunately, she's not taking you serious. She's not taking you seriously. So when you get in your emotions and you start to text more often, or hey, you start double texting, all of a sudden now she got you. Now she slows up on the text, and now she might not even text you back, or she'll text you back a couple days later. And that's what I'm saying. Being masculine and trying to, play with your emotion, play with your mind, and just have you out of your character, out of your element of how you would normally do things, because she will piss you off. And then that's what will make you text her more, not because you're interested, but because you're mad. See, and that's the thing you gotta watch with Libra, because sometimes they can really set you up for that. They could be very inconsistent even with other things, not just texting, because you got to be careful. She's going to try to find that weak spot in you. She's going to try to get you to open up. What's good for her is not good for you. You can't do what she do to you, or he or she. Now, another way that the Libra male or female triggers a Pisces is by being over polite. Man, I'm going to tell you, like, being over polite to the wrong people, and you witness that or you see that, and you're out and about with your Libra friend or colleague or whoever it may be, and you notice that she's just over polite, or he or she is over polite with everyone, it's like you got to be careful, because that lets you know the Libra knows exactly what they're doing. They're trying to meet people. They're trying to meet new people. All the while, it's like, damn, you being nice to everybody. This is like, damn, you can't just go to work and just be quiet. You got to go in there talking to every damn body from down to the janitor. Another thing is that Libra male, female may trigger a Pisces by being overly, not overly, but trying to avoid emotional depth. They don't want to go deep with emotions with you. Another thing is that they could trigger a Pisces by being scared of dramas, just being scared to go into anything related to dramas, or trying to figure out something within a drama between you or someone else. Another trigger is the fact that they could be a great smooth talker. Yes. So it's like they know exactly how to use the words. You see, the charm is the smile. With the Libra, male or female, they might have a, nice body, nice smile, nice eyes, very, very beautiful. And, it's like, damn, you might actually you could fall for that alone. And then they got the words, and then, whatever they got on, it could really just get to you, Now, another thing is how they trigger a Pisces is that they hate ultimatums. So when you, if you try to give them an ultimatum, and, let's say you do that to make them make a quicker decision, they can see that. And it's like they're going to react to it. So they hate when you say, oh, well, if you do this, or, hey, then I'll get you this, or, hey, any type of thing, to where if you don't stop being friendly to everybody, then we're done talking. If you say something like that, guess what? You're going to get ghosted. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you say, because they're gonna piss you off and you're gonna have these type of feelings and thoughts of, you know, trying to resolve this or stop this behavior, and you can't do it. I'm just letting you know. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the scales, they never stop moving. Because a Libra never stops thinking. See, they never stop mentally thinking about how they're gonna do things, because they will do anything to keep their options open. Now, another way that a Libra, male or female, how they trigger a Pisces is through, you know, changing plans, as I mentioned earlier, vague answers, not really giving you any type of, you know, answer that you could actually, you know, trust, because it's like it doesn't make sense when they're doing so, when they're explaining, or it could be something action oriented. Another thing is that they tell soft lies to keep the peace. Then just know that it's not always going to keep it real with you. They just say whatever it is to actually keep you calm in the situation. Another way to trigger Pisces is that they keep secrets to avoid tensions between the two of you, or if it's in relation to someone else. Another way they trigger Pisces is through staying neutral too long, and that makes them feel, you know, undetectable in the situation, not to be accused of anything or anything brought to them that will make them feel like, oh, they're in trouble. Okay. Another thing, how a Libra, male or female, triggers a Pisces is through you know, not admitting that they're hurt, and they do this very quickly. See, so if they are hurt, they're never going to admit it. They'll ghost you before that even, you know, comes to their mind. Now, another thing is that what a Libra, male or female, may do to trigger a Pisces is that they don't show their full hand, meaning they don't show their full cards. So you never know what they want. You never know what they actually have. You may not actually, you know who they know. It's like I say, it's just it's like a mystery, and it's like it's not fair, because you might have done so. You may have opened up slightly, but the Libra won't, and that's the problem. Another thing is the Libra, male or female, may trigger a Pisces by what? Okay, the conflict in itself, the fact that the conflict makes them shut down. So it's not that they shut down because they can't handle this, because they just don't want any conflict, because they don't want you to know that the tension, see, that the tension that they cause behind it. So they always want you to know that, oh, the conflict makes them shut down, so that way you can't blame them later. If that makes sense. So why do Libras lie so well? Why do they lie sometimes, you know? And the thing about it is, it's not always manipulation, okay? Now, here's the thing. Remember I said, never forget that the Libra, male and female, they go through showing different expressions in a more diplomatic way, which means the approach. See, so they may be manipulative, but how they go about it is they call it peacekeeping. See, and that's not fair, because now you mixing these secret, shady, you know, attempts, or, you know, just, it could just be decision related, that, hey, you're being manipulative, but to her or him, they think that they're being peaceful. That's what you got to be careful with, because that's some BS. You got to understand, though, they are superficial. See, because listen, if you go about the world undetectable, see, no one knows how you feel, so you're basically going to be something you're not, right? And everybody is a byproduct of their environment. If you go around being fake and phony to folks, and that's all you're known for, people will buy that and say, oh, well, what's the difference? If they really want that donut, if they really want that cupcake, they know they know what's going to happen next, to where, oh, I could just eat this even though it's not a real cupcake. I don't really know what's in it, but I know it's a cupcake and I want one. People fall for charm, and people fall for shit all the time. They walk in the grocery store. They didn't intend to buy, you know, donuts and cakes and muffins and stuff, but because those type of items are at the front of the store, when they go to check out, they might actually reach for one of those items because, oh, they just saw it, and then all of a sudden it's like something was telling them to buy it, to where when they get in the car, they might not even eat it because it's not even something that they wanted, but they still bought into it. They still bought it because it was in their environment. That's why I say with Libra, it's the same freaking way. Libra will literally be around you and then try to have this, oh, let's go somewhere peaceful. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't want any conflict, but they want tension. It's cold-blooded. See, it's what you can't see. It's like, oh, you don't want no conflict, but you want tension. Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, I don't want any conflict. I just want tension. Yeah, tension. Yeah, let's get some tension. It's like, that's not, bro, it's cold-blooded. Like, what do you mean you want tension? Like, yo, it's the same damn thing as conflict. But the problem is, how many of you actually will catch on to that? Not many. And she's not going to tell you. She's going to show you. See? Because it's what you can't see. You don't see the scales moving. You don't see that. Wow. How can you have tension without conflict? See? And then what's in the middle? Who's in the middle? The Libra. See? So he or she knows how to balance the environment to where people what? Hey, to people do what she says, he or she says, and hey, she can lean to balance it towards, oh, it could be a little conflict, but then if it makes her feel uncomfortable, then she'll go and do something that's going to what? Make everyone or the situation more tense. And it's like, damn, you doing the same thing that you say that you don't want to do, which is the indecisiveness. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Like, you have to look at it in such a light and change your perspective of what they're doing, because they already walk in contradiction. See, that's why they get called fake, because it's not what you, like, you said something, but it didn't match your actions. It's like, yo, you said you didn't want any conflict, but then you were manipulative, and that caused tension, see, between you and others, put you in the middle, and the whole time you started it. You said you didn't want conflict, but then you were manipulative to these people, and they found out about it. Now you want to leave that job. Now you want to go to another job because, oh, it's too tense there. There's a lot of tension going on. Who started it? The Libra did. But she's not going to admit it, that it was their fault. No accountability. All she's going to forever say is, oh, I don't do drama. Because she's the one starting the shit. See, that's the thing. It's like, that's the open enemy. It's the open enemy, regardless of what they say. What would they do? And guess what? They will always do what benefits them, not you. See, so that always opposes. If something opposes you, it's not in agreement with you, and they're not going about it your way or being fair, what are they doing? That's your opposition. That's the enemy. The enemy goes against the grain, goes against what you decide. But how are they able to carry it out? How are they able to carry it out? See? By fooling you. See, using charm. See, the enemy appears to be friendly and then stab you in the back. See? Now, another thing is going back to the manipulation, is that in the mind of Libra, male or female, they think that they're keeping the peace, okay? They think it's peacekeeping, but here's the thing. Always remember this. As an example, when the Libra says that, oh, I'm good, I'm a good person. What do you think the answer? What do you think the truth is? Remember projection. Look at projection. See, look at deflection. Oh, I'm good. I'm not bad. I'm not a bad person. What are they really saying? They're not good. It's cold-blooded. See, if a person has to use charm, that means what? That means to pretend that I am something that I'm not. See, that's to pretend that, oh, I like you when I don't. Charm is to fool you into thinking that, oh, you thought we was cool, but we weren't. See? But see, the thing is that you would never know until you find out. And see, you don't always want to be the one to find out later. You want to be able to stop it right then, put the nail in the coffin right away. So that's why you can't trust anything that's not real in the first place. See, anything superficial is fake. It's not the real deal. It's not the real situation. It doesn't run the same as the real situation and how it does. You see, it's like something's counterfeit and artificial. It's like it's not the real thing. So you can't expect it to run its course the same freaking way. See, you buy a counterfeit dollar bill, do you think it could go buy a juice and a soda? No. See? But the Libra wants to sell you that type of thought that you can, so you could be a fool and go out there and try and buy something. And then it's like, oh, damn, this bill is not real, sir. It's like, oh, really? A woman gave it to me when I got off the bus stop. See? And it's like, damn, you were so gullible and so trusty that you never questioned it or never really knew the difference between the real and the fake. See? Now, the thing about it is, if a Libra tells you that they're not worried, oh, I'm not worried about it. What do you think? How do you think she really feels? That means that she is bothered. He or she is bothered. It's always the opposition, the opposite of what they say. The opposite of what they show you is, because what they show you is the charm. They show you the lie. And they want to sell you that lie. See? To control you. See? It keeps you from being the one that causes what? The drama, the tension. See? It makes you sit down and watch. But if you don't stop the situation, you don't stop the leaking, then what's going to happen? See? And now what she ends up doing is, she ends up what? Lying to you first. See? Because of the L-I before the what? Libra. Libra. That Li means lie. See? You don't, it's like lying. When you say bruh, it's like lying, bruh. And here's the thing. If a Libra say no worries, that means that they're bothered. If they say I'm good, it's always the opposite of what they say to you. Because what doesn't lie? What doesn't lie? Actions. It's cold-blooded. See, if a person say, are you real? Are you a real dude? Are you a real woman? Are you really thorough? Do you think it's because of what they say that they are? No, it's about their actions. If you say I'm a real person, it's by what you have done. It's not, what I'm saying to you because it sounds good. No. But Libra thinks what? If they say it in a good way that sounds believable, as long as you buy into it, they don't care. And here's the thing. If they say, oh, we'll see. Now, this is a big one. You ask for a girl number. She's a Libra. You say, hey, babe. Or, hey, you wouldn't say babe, but hey, you might just be like, yo, what's up? What's the word? And then next thing you know, you say, oh, you want to exchange numbers? Hey, I'll give you my number if you give me yours. And then if she hits you with the we'll see, what do you think that means? You really think that she's going to bump back into you and give you her number? No, she's not. That means, listen, if she says we'll see, the answer is no. See, That's what I'm trying to tell you guys, that whatever she says to you, she's not going to keep it real, because why? She does not want conflict. She wants tension. And here's the thing, for those of you that are, you know, smart enough to know the difference, they're pretty much the same, okay? And that's the thing. Like, you got to know that, oh, just because I'm not bad doesn't mean that what? Like, damn, you want to compare being bad versus evil. What is the difference? See, it's like, yo, you put them on a scale, it still equals the same damn thing. It still does the same, you know, similar things. If you're a bad person, you're just as evil, shit. But you can't try to figure it. You got to accept it for what it is, not, oh, what it looks like. It's like, you got to just know that this is going to equal out to be the same thing. Libra tries to balance it to where it works for them, not you. Now, another thing is that if a Libra, male or female, says that, oh, it's okay, just know that it's not okay. If you ask a Libra, oh, are we still cool? And she says, oh, you know, well, it's okay. Yeah, well, we're still cool. Do you believe her or him? I'm going to tell you, no. That means that she's really saying the opposite. We're not cool. See? We're not cool. And that's what you got to know, and you have to start looking at it like that. Because why? Well, Pisces doesn't fall for this, because Pisces hears the energy anyway, even if Libra tries to hide it from him. And here's the thing. Pisces knows it feels fake. See? It's the thing, because the compatibility works like this between a Pisces and a Libra anyway, is that, hey, if there's honesty between you and the Libra, then that's a good thing. It could possibly work. If you both are able to have direct talks with each other, hey, it'll work. If you both have boundaries and, hey, neither one of y'all tries to override it, you know, one from the other, it can work. And if there's no mind games, definitely it could work. And no, hey, if it's reassurance between the two of you, it could definitely work. Now, the problems arise if there's avoidance between the two of you. See, the Libra doesn't want to talk to you past 7 o'clock at night, trying to call, start, using restrictions and that in itself or whatnot. Their problems arise if there's mixed signals between you and the Libra Pisces, if there's people pleasing, if there's emotional shutdown going on between the two of you, or if there's passive aggression going on, see, then it's not going to work. The red flags to watch, though, and this goes for any sign dealing with the Libra, is the fact that words don't match the actions. See this? And that is the very thing that the Libra is using on his or her scale. See? Words don't match the actions. But you can't see that, though, see? Because she tries to make it to where you don't have any options but to go off of what she does or what she says or what he says or what he does. Another red flag to watch out for, regardless of what sign you are, is the fact of Libra avoiding tough conversations, see? Because that's going to allow her to what? Break down and what? The truth to be exposed. Another thing is inconsistent behavior regarding the Libra, him or her being secretive, too charming with everybody, or just never taking accountability, okay? Now, another thing is that me spazzing out on this today, you guys, wasn't because the Libra is evil. I just want to, clarify that. It's because the energy, okay? The energy doesn't match the words. And that's the best way for me to explain this type of sign to you guys, for those of you that may have a hard time understanding this. And like I say, you don't want to use astrology or signs to make decisions, okay? You want to use this information as a tool. So I just want to put that disclaimer. Don't try to use this type of information for, to make decisions, because, everybody still has a personality, and you guys know how that works. So that's what you always want to remember. And another thing is that the thing with Pisces is that there's a fine line that a Pisces can't tolerate regarding Libra, male or female, and what keeps them bumping up heads with each other is the whole emotional dishonesty. Because like a Pisces uses this to merge and have, you know, just free will, connections with others. And that's the only way that you're able to have a meaningful relationship or connection with someone is through the emotions. Now, the reason why a Pisces can't tolerate the emotional dishonesty with Libra is because Libra uses it as a weapon. See, it's like they are dishonest and in their motives and trying to hide information to not be thrown off balance, or controlled, or just for the person to have that information or knowledge within themselves about the Libra because of the image or reputation that the Libra is trying to protect. That is the issue. So that is the real trigger of why a Pisces literally would snap on a Libra if a Libra were to behave this way to them. Now, why does another thing about the reason that of why the Pisces snaps on Libra, and that is the fact of, and like I said, you could apply psychology to this as well. That could be very helpful. And like I say, because the Libra likes to avoid the confrontation. Now, here's the difference. I'll tell you guys why for both signs, and that is okay. And it's because Pisces wants the truth fast, okay? And here's the problem. Libra stalls. And remember I said you can't manipulate a Pisces. You could try, it may work, but then it dissolves immediately. So it's just like a Pisces having an extinguisher with a fire. And hey, you could start the manipulation, meaning you start the fire, but guess what? The Pisces will put the fire out. Just put the manipulation down in the spot, because the intuition kicks in. As soon as the manipulation starts, like a wildfire, then with the when the Pisces gets the I forgot the little device, but you guys know what I'm talking about, the thing you use, the extinguisher. Pisces extinguishes the situation. It's like the intuition kicks in, and next thing you know, the Pisces ends up stopping it right away. Now, it also gets rid of the smoke screen as well. Now, as Pisces wants the truth fast, Libra stalls. See, because Libra doesn't want to tell you everything because he or she doesn't want it to end. See, this is the problem. The intuition, you have to use the intuition, Pisces, in order to what? Keep yourself from being charmed and manipulated by the Libra, because the Libra knows that if he or she can make you stall you from knowing the truth, then what does that do? It stunts your what? Your growth. It stunts your intuition. She knows the intuition is the most powerful thing about you. She already knows that. So when you have the truth, she knows that you're going to end her cycle. That's why she stalls in the first place. See, she tries to manipulate time. It's cold-blooded. When it comes to justice, when it comes to how much time you get, is based on whether you get found guilty in a courtroom, and it determines how much time you'll get based off of what you've done. Same thing applies with Libra. Libra is trying to control the time between you and them. So they may want something from you, but they will be patient enough to have you wait, stall you out from making a solid decision, because hey, if you know right away what they want, guess what? What does that do for you? It helps you have options, weigh your options and say, yo, is this worth me waiting for? Or hey, because now you know what the person wants. Now you know the big situation at hand. It's like, yo, if you have that type of decision within yourself to just go ahead and do so and end the situation, then what would the Libra do? Then you wouldn't need them. And that is the biggest fear for them, is the Libra does not want to be replaced. They don't want to be not needed in a situation. See, by you removing yourself from them, that they can't handle the rejection, that, oh, you didn't need them. See, you are more powerful without them because you made a sound decision. So you have to understand that it's power in making a decision. And if you slow down or you get distracted or a person stalls you and you end up not doing what you said you would do, or hey, just deciding on a situation, then that is going to really give the other person control over you, see, emotionally. Now, another thing, when a person says, or Libra says, I'm fine, let's break that down. When they're actually upset. But here's the problem. I say, here's the thing with Pisces is Pisces feels the lie instantly, even if you try to say I'm fine versus being actually upset. See, because what does Pisces do? Pisces sees the bait in everything. The bait is actually on the scale as well. See, why is this? Because if something doesn't make sense to a Libra, what would they do? They will tip the scale. So even if 50 plus 50 is 100, that will be considered balanced. But if it's 30 plus 50, guess what? Libra will add the 30 to the 50 and still put 100, even though it doesn't weigh that. Why? Because them being diplomatic about it, they just want to what? Feel satisfied. They want to feel comfortable in their decision that they made. But you don't know that they actually only put 30% of their energy into it to get to the 50, to get you and I know it's 80, but it's to her, it's like, yo, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna just do whatever I need to do to cover my tracks. See, because yeah, even if I didn't have the full 50 and 50, even though quote unquote the situation wasn't fair, I'm still gonna make it look like it was. That's why you have to be careful with Libra, because to save face, she will lie. Even if she didn't need to, she would lie just to cover up little things that will make her what? Exposed to where, oh, even if I showed up to work late, I'm still gonna lie and say I was on time. So what does this mean she'll do? She'll tip the scales. She will go into the computer. She'll go into the timesheet, and she will literally put some whiteout on it and put that she was there on time, even though she wasn't. It's cold-blooded. See? And that's the thing. Why? Because the scale controls time, man. So your intuition is 10. Listen, your intuition, Pisces, is 10 steps ahead. So when the intuition tell you to cut her ass off, you got to listen, Pisces. Whether she's beautiful, whether she got a big old ass, big old behind, something that makes you drawn to her, you gotta say, man, it ain't worth it. Because listen, the intuition could tell you right when you meet the Libra, don't mess with her, cut her off. In her cycle immediately. You ain't even got to know why. The problem is, you can't pull away from her because you are enticed. She enticed you. She got your attention with something about her physique that what? Lured you in? Which means she already has control over you already. Look, if you get with a woman just because she got a nice body, you already are screwed up. You already are controlled. Because now she's going to use the very thing that you fell for to her advantage. She like, yo, you couldn't just go grocery shopping and get what you needed. You had to buy something at the cash register because you seen that fat juicy tail to where you couldn't pass it up. So now that's what's going to be your downfall with that Libra. See, because she's going to hook you and then all of a sudden she's going to use you. And then you going to be used until she have no more use for you. Then she's going to spit you out and cast you aside. See? And then you're going to be mad and going crazy because that very thing that you got with her for, she's going to take it from you. She's going to play with it, play mind games and do things with it because she's not going to give it to you because you want it. Nope. Everything the Libra does is she's a very independent, controlling sign to where she has to feel like she's in control of everything that move, everything that move. And what do we call that? Being in control of everything that move? Time. The time. See? It's like Dame time, you know, it's Dame time. Then it's like, yo, shoot the ball in the hoop. You way far away from the hoop and you just shoot that mug and it lucky just go in, boom. It's like, that's how Libras are. They all about the clutch. They all about the getting what they want quick without no strings attached, boom. They'll actually rip you off before you have a chance to break them off. It's like little stuff like that. You might think you have a chance because they actually charmed you into thinking that, oh, the possibilities that it will happen, but it probably won't happen. See, because she's not going to do anything that she doesn't want to do just because you want to do it. Now, here's another thing. She delays decisions. And why? Because Pisces reads what? It as uncertainty or disinterest. See, a Pisces will automatically pick up on it that you're not really into me. You don't like me. See, you don't really like me. And it's because if someone had to wait before they decide, then what do we get out of that? We get out of that, oh, you don't, it's a no. Because this is the, like I said, you can apply psychology to this too, because if I'm not decisive and I can't make my mind up, what is the ending result? We're not going to do it. If I can't say yes, then the answer is no. So why is it hard when someone says maybe, and that's something the Libra will say to you? Well, maybe. What is that really? What is? Because listen, if a person says maybe, guess what the answer is? It's still no. Did you know that? Because what is the stall is to control you. Because usually, if someone stalls you out and you really want something, then you will give more because you want your way and you want to have something. You want to make something happen. See, and the Libra knows that. They know that, oh, if I make you wait and you really want me, or you like this good body of mine, then you will do what I say and you'll give me more than what you were willing to offer. That's why you have to, man, listen, you have to be careful. But here's the thing. It's so easy. It's so easy. Is that your eyes can deceive you. Your heart can deceive you. But your intuition will never deceive you because your intuition knows what's up. And you just got to listen to it and let it guide you and say, yo, I see you, Ma. I see you, baby. I see you, baby girl. I see you, you know, you're doing your thing with your little ones and twos and, you know, you got your little, you know, your little G-string and little apple bottom thing going on. But if it's not coming to me, naturally, I don't want it. Nope. I'm not willing to wait either. See? Because what is, I'm going to tell you what the attraction is. The attraction is the impulsivity. Impulsivity. Libras like the energy of an Aries, which is the opposite polarity of them. They love somebody that doesn't want them, that will literally give them a hard time, not easily swayed in. See? So what you want to do is you want to have that type of energy and mindset that I don't need you. See? Yeah, you fun to look at sometimes, whoop-de-woo. But listen, when someone's trying to control time, the best way to defeat them is through what? See? The best way to defeat a person that is all about controlling the time is the word. Now I almost forgot what I was going to say. But if somebody's trying to control things, especially time, what you have to do is not, it'll come back to me, you guys. I apologize, but it'll come back to me. But I just lost my damn trail of thought. But yeah, let me turn this up, get some heat going. It's snowing again. But yeah, so, cause there's a thing, when you must always be quick to leave a situation that wait, or they're trying to control the time and the events regarding, damn. If somebody's trying to control the timing of events it's better not to chase them. It's better not to wait on them to, you know, to have their way with the situation. It's better for you to just be quick to leave, because that's the only difference, is that Libra doesn't, to tip the scales. I appreciate that too, the sub, Hoss. But it's like, in order to tip the scale of a Libra, and that means you would do something that wasn't planned, that they wasn't prepared for. That makes a Libra, you know, become frazzled. That makes them become interested. It makes them become more unraveled and more, you know, disorganized, because, oh, whatever you just did wasn't planned. So that would make a Libra show interest, because now she has to reinforce the charm. Now she has to go back and redo it to keep things balanced for her again, because you done something that disrupted her scales. See? Because that's the thing. When you catch a Libra off guard, then it's like, oh, now you got something to talk. Now she's more talkative. Now she's flirting again. Now she wants to sleep with you. Now she wants to do something to get control over you that she feel like she may have lost, that may have slipped through her fingers. She's like, yo, I missed something. I gotta go back to the drawing board and get this person under my you know, under my wing, or hey, I gotta get this person under me again, because, oh, just like a baby bird, they didn't flew away, and I wasn't expecting them to ever fly away from the you know, the nest, or hey, they didn't got away from me, so now I gotta get them back under me to where she gets that control grip back on you. But when it comes to the time, oh, I know what I was gonna say. What stops time is intuition. See, that's what stops time, because intuition is like, it knows everything. So as soon as something happens of someone trying to control the time through the scales, the intuition will always throw off Libra because of the ending of the cycle. See, and the thing is when you weigh things out, it's like you're basically trying to say that, oh, if I weigh this thing out, then 9 times out of 10, this is gonna happen. But intuition is like, no, this is gonna happen regardless. See, so it's even more stronger than logic or intellect or emotions. Intuition is something that we can't fully figure out. That's why we just have to listen to it, because we can't see our souls. We can't see anything that's inside of ourselves. So we can only get in tune, like through prayer, and actually be able to have God, you know, show us things. But with Libra, it's all about hiding motives and the very things that you can't see, because them being upset, they're going to hide it. If you hide or store the anger within you, it's only going to come out. See? So that lets you know that when they are upset, what are they going to do in their actions? The opposite of what they say is what they're going to actually do. And that is what sets you up. And guess what for? They get sued. See? Listen, because listen, she could be a con artist. They could do things to get sympathy. See? They know the trade-off of coin. See? Things that, oh, when you have Bitcoin, or that you have some type of coin that it turns into revenue, but it's like something that doesn't look like what you're going to get from the situation. You look at Bitcoin or something related to an exchange currency. Next thing you know, you can have something that's worth something and bring it to someone else that, if they have no idea what it is, they'll try it. How many people didn't buy Bitcoin when it first came out because they were afraid of what it was? They didn't trust it because they didn't know. See? They didn't know what it could do. Then later on, everybody said, oh, once the price went up on it, It was a little too late to try to hop on it when what? It was actually worth something. That's how Libras are. See, they'll get you to try something, but here's the catch. The catch is you don't know how much it's actually worth. You don't really know if it's even worth it to begin with, or what they're showing you. They make it sound good though. They hype it up to be like, yo, you should buy this dirty sock because guess what? It's a part of my lingerie. And guess what? Today, we're gonna have a love box. We're gonna play out of the love box where you draw a card, and guess what? You gotta find a dirty sock because I stuffed it somewhere. And here she is dancing along the little stripper pole and playing the music and this food, and you smell the perfume, and she's playing this mind game with you with this sock, and you being a damn fool going along with it. And literally she's like, oh, that looks like the sock right there. But then she might have stuffed the sock in her ass. And it's like, you probably be in there digging all up in it and everything. And now you look like a damn fool. And it's like, see, you got to stop yourself from being pulled through the phases and through the tranquility of a situation that you should have never even got yourself in. But you were led by what? You were led by the what ifs and what could and the sweet nothings that she presented to you. See, it's like you open a box, you open a gift that's huge, thinking that it's a big gift in it, only to find out that, oh, you get a lump of coal. See, that's the thing. And I know how that feeling is that, oh, I thought I was going to get a big gift. We actually had that happen in the family, is that we actually we bought gifts, and then we got the box super huge, just the food, just to trick somebody. And then all of a sudden, because we was trying to say we'll plan, doing Secret Santa, we like, yo, they got to pick a gift. If we put all the gifts within the same type of boxes, then it's like people are gonna grab at certain ones. We like, yo, let's make this fun, and let's make some big, huge boxes to make it seem like, oh, that's a big gift. And then all of a sudden, someone reached for it, and it was like we already knew what it was, and we just started laughing, but it was an inside joke. And the person got the scraping and scrambling to open the gift, and then it was just like literally a small little box of soap or something, and they were like, oh man, like this, they was salty. They was like literally, salty that they didn't get something huge. And it's like, they felt like, why did y'all put this small object in this big ass box? And it's like, bro, why did you grab this big old box assuming that it was something big, something nice in it? Because you went off of what? The charm. You went off the what it looked like. See? And it fooled you. And that's why it's almost like charm. It's almost like false flattery. It's like you can't fall for it, bro. You fall for charm. That lets you know that you care about how things look. See? And so does Libra. See? She might not. She could listen. I'm gonna tell you another. I know I'm probably like literally going hard on the Libras right now, but that's just because I want y'all to really understand is the fact that a Libra can literally be a hoe, right? A big one. But she could dress like a conservative businesswoman. She could dress so, she could dress to mask it to where you can't even tell that she is like that. See? Or she could be a stripper on the weekends, and then, hey, she could do all kind of just crazy stuff, but when she dressed, you would never be able to tell the difference. Like, dang, it would even sound like a rumor to your ears if you hear, oh, she's a such and such on the weekends. You'd be like, well, I don't really think so, dude. She doesn't dress like it. She doesn't smell like the way she looks clean and, smells good. And it's like, bro, you cannot listen. Charm will literally kill you in life. You go by looks, you will be destroyed, fam, inside out. See, because charm, if you look at charm, it's an equilibrium of two, see, of two choices. And you got to be able to know that what you see is not the real deal from who they really are. And you have to see the intuition in the middle of the decisions to choose the right one. Because Libra's going to show you they're going to show you the two things that they're actually balancing to keep the shit going. But the outcome is going to work in their favor and not yours. It'll never be in your favor. Nope. You'll just be another skeleton in the closet. See? Now, another thing is, why does the Libra change their mind often? It's because when this happens, the Pisces needs emotional stability. And this is, like I say, this is why it won't work. When the Libra is changing their mind often, a Pisces needs the emotional stability. So it's got to be a decisive, situation. Pisces needs you to choose. Do whatever it is that you're going to, if you want a number 4, get a number 4. Another thing is, Pisces sees that fake approval energy within Libra when they start to people please. And when it comes to the half-truths that Libra tells, the Pisces oftentimes senses the missing information within what is said or what was done. Now, when it comes to the Libra hating the drama talks, the Pisces can feel this because a Pisces needs the emotional clearing of a situation. That also, brings the clarity, but at the same time, that's the very thing that Libra doesn't want. See, and I'm talking about unhealed. Now, one thing that Pisces cares about is loyalty, deeply, and when it comes to Libra, they're just natural flirts. Okay, so that's gonna be a bump in the heads right there. Too charming, like I just mentioned. If someone's too charming, see, the Pisces, the intuition will automatically tell the Pisces that, oh, this person is not authentic. See, it will make a Pisces question that. Also, the Libra may want everyone's approval, but then the Pisces values the depth, the popularity. See, if you're the type of person that you can't be popular when you seeking everybody's approval. See, it's like you're going to be invisible. Now, when a Libra hides their anger, a Pisces can feel this as what? As silent resentment, okay? Building up. Now, that's the thing, because if you can't admit it and you won't address it, then that's what's going to happen. Now, the passive aggressiveness that a Libra oftentimes does, that will trigger the Pisces. But here's the thing, why? It's because Pisces prefers the direct honesty. So if you're not direct and with being honest, what are you doing? You're being passive aggressive. Another thing, Pisces may want closure in a sense with Libra. If the relationship is over, let's announce it. But here's the problem. More than often, a Libra will ghost a conflict like that. So they won't have the closure. They won't want to even go through that. See, when it comes to sugarcoating everything from the Libra, Pisces just wants the raw truth. See, and with the indecisiveness from a Libra, Pisces just needs the emotional certainty. When it's logic over feelings, that's what a Libra tends to go by. Pisces leads with emotion. Libra likes to stay focused on their image, where Pisces sees that sees ego that the Libra uses as protection for them. See, so another thing is that what I said, Libras like to keep their options open, and Pisces sees that as disloyalty. Because if you are going to be with someone, you should just be with them, right? So that's the thing. Mixed signals from Libra can cause confusion. So as you know, Pisces hates confusion energy. And when it comes to the slow commitment from a Libra, where the Pisces tends to bond fast emotionally. So that's going to be a a bumping of heads within itself. As you guys know, Libra has private emotions, and that will make a Pisces feel locked out of the, of the equation. And a Libra may say what sounds nice, but at the same time, what a Pisces wants is what's real. So another thing, let me see as I go forward. The core truth behind this is the fact that Libras, they care about peace first, okay? And what Pisces looks for is the truth first. So that's the difference. So if the peace is hidden, as you guys know, when peace hides the truth, this is what Libra does. They hide, they use the peace, but then they hide the truth with it. And that is what causes a Pisces to explode. And like I said, it's not intended to, for hate or anything like that. It's just, this is just an emotional mismatch. See, it's all about the emotions. Now, another thing is, let me see here. Check this. Okay, so the next time you know a Libra and something jumps off between the two of you, always remember that, of which I said in this live, you guys. And smash the like button if you resonate. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I want to thank everybody for subbing, everybody for supporting the channel. Those of you that are members, I appreciate you. I'm going to be dropping some content tomorrow as well, going live again and dropping some videos and some. Oh, yeah, I want to say one thing. As you guys know, I'll be rapping about like zodiac signs and stuff. So I'm going to keep continuing those by doing my little freestyles. And I got some real crazy, so I got some songs I actually wrote, and then I got some that I freestyle. So it's like, as I do my diss tracks towards the different zodiac signs, it's all, fair play. It's all for entertainment purposes. It's not a diss as in like I really hate, a certain sign. But trust and believe, if I do, I will put that in the title, but or description. But yeah, definitely tune in for that, because I got a song called Scorpio Sting Himself. The song is called Sting Himself, and it's talking about how a Scorpio, their dark side, basically what the very thing that, they try to implement, put it like this, when it comes to their intentions towards others, it's like they end up trying to sting themselves before you can actually do it to them. So it's a very interesting song, and I'm gonna drop that song so y'all can hear it. I also got I got an Aquarius diss, I got an Aries diss, I got a whole lot of diss tracks for every sign except my own. But like if I put one for myself, like I say, it's just fair play. It's like just on entertainment. But I'm really gonna be targeting and talking about the different things, that the beefs and everything, like the disagreements between you and other people's signs, and just my experience. And I'm telling y'all, it's some fire, I think y'all really gonna like the content. So I'm gonna drop them songs as well daily with the raps and whatnot. And I appreciate